Good evening, you Wololo addicts. It is my pleasure this evening to bring you a casted game. This is round one, game two of the loser bracket between HowDz over down in the south side in the cyan and Chapdaddy up in the north in the red. Interesting to see him in red today. I guess he's embracing his full inner villain. He usually goes yellow. So I wonder if the new color is to bring him some new luck. He went down in the first round to HowDz. He is at a 0-1 in tennis. In tennis, we call it love. Love 1. Love 15 to HowDz over here. Went Mongols versus Malians in the first one. And today, we're getting to see an English versus English mirror. And I know that neither of these boys is an English main. So this will be a very interesting game. They're betting it all on the line. Chapdaddy, if he loses this one, goes down 2-0 and will have not won a game in the tournament. He will be out for good. Very risky move going for a Civ that you do not play in both the first and second round. Went for the Malians in the first one. His main is our HRE. HowDz, on the other hand, I know that he's played a bit of English, but we'll see how it goes. And you know what? This is appropriate. This is appropriate because our sponsor this evening, is Gin and Tonics. A kind word from them. Proof that if you try to like anything hard enough for about 7 times or 8 times and just pucker up and forget about it, then the English way of life, well, it'll grow on you. And before you know it, you'll start loving them. Chapdaddy up here, already out on gold. And you know what? He's coming in with man-at-arms. This is an interesting move here. Went down for the barracks. And is rolling the man-at-arms around the side here. He hasn't found a good position to roll in, and it looks like he's going to scout around. No, just bringing back the sheep. Scouting around with the men-at-arms. He does not want to go into this TC fire. The dotted line there, that's a new addition a couple patches ago. You can see the range. If you click on the building, you can see the range of the building. It looks like he's going to loop around and try to catch this gold mine here. Let's see if this raid is effective. HowDz going down with the council hall. Let's see what Chapdaddy. Chapdaddy does not have a down yet. Men at arms, and wait. Sneaky arms. Sneaky men at arms. And there it goes. And the tower immediately from HowDz. And he's running with those villagers. Straight into the TC fire. Oh, and he cycles back. It looks like he might be able to find a little loop here. Ooh, that is a very interesting spot for HowDz. And not going to be able to do any damage. Chapdaddy throwing down 150 wood for the barracks. And throwing out enough gold. Let's see how much gold that is. 20 gold, 100 food. Ooh, delaying his age up there. Hate to see that. HowDz coming in with the scout. Let's see if he's going to lose it. It'd be very interesting to see these English villagers shoot that scout down and collect all those sheep. Very interesting map that we have here today. And he garrisons, but he doesn't go close enough. Good enough. Good enough. Going for the early farms. Chapdaddy back in with this man-at-arms. A little too close to the TC fire. It looks like he's going to lose it. And HowDz going out with 2 villagers on the council hall. A little slow. But it looks like he's going to have plenty of time. Chapdaddy, he's a bit behind because of that man-at-arms rush. I do like the early mill with the early farms. It gives you so much more time to collect those sheep. And honestly, it looks like he's out of sheep. He does not have an option here. Interesting. Where did his scout go? Ah, it's back over here. So maybe he doesn't realize that he has these sheep on this scout. I think he's looking for the fish of HowDz, but has not seen it yet. More sheep all across the map. Now, interesting map, I say, right? Because this map has the trade post over here, and there's only 3 deep fish in the water over here, but these 3 deep fish give you such an advantage in a 1v1. If you go out here early, it's like starting the game with 2 TCs. So that's why it's so important to start out on the water. Looks like neither of them is going to take that early advantage, however. And you know what? I see Chapdaddy sending a villager over here. Has he got a dock down yet? Does not have the wood yet, but he's preparing for it. Villager, 3 food. Didn't drop it off yet. HowDz. Going for wood. I like how he's going for the straggler trees, but he does already have a lumber camp. Lumber camp will be a bit more efficient here. Going into longbowman, scouting out just a little bit outside of his base. I would have loved to see that scout up forward, keeping a track on those men-at-arms. Taking down the wolf. Because you don't know if he's gone more men-at-arms, he's going rams, and that scout is really the most valuable unit that you have in the early game. He is not a good fighter. He is not a good fighter at all, but he'll tell you what you're about to fight into, and that is far more important than the actual DPS. You can turn around and get the DPS with enough barracks, stables, council hall. You know what? Just about enough longbowmen to one-shot anything, especially if it's man-at-arms. Man-at-arms are pretty slow. It looks like HowDz is just going to continue to create longbowmen, while Chapdaddy's rallying in more and more men-at-arms. So far, even game. Went for the Abbey of Kings, no longer the Abbey of Memes. No longer the Abbey of Memes. Going with the King, though. And this boy here, he gives 2 health for every second for the units around him. He is basically a cheap knight, and give Chapdaddy the ability to raid here. Looks like he was hoping to loop in behind this wood line, but HowDz already with the stone, with the wood walls. That's not going to work. We'll see if he goes for another angle. And Chapdaddy with a mill. Interesting. He might not know. The Chapdaddy, I know, is a avid H2 player. And H2, you cannot drop off at the dock. You cannot drop off at the dock. You have to have a mill with your dock. So this is probably just a leftover for playing H2. If he would have used this wood here on, yeah, that 50 wood, he would have enough for a dock. If he would have used it on a dock instead, he could have had... and going in with the king. All hail the king. Oh, and is the king dead? No, the king is not dead. The longbowman taking the piss out of him, though. Still just fishing away with that one villager. And the king's going to go back. He's going to heal a little bit. You know what? On to another day. You know, you see his value here. 100 food, 100 gold. Is that the same amount? Is that the same amount as a knight? I am not sure at the moment. I thought a knight was 100 and 120 food. So yes, he's just a little cheaper. Just a little cheaper. But you really don't want to see him go down just for the healing factor that he provides. I do kind of like Chapdaddy's decision to go into these men-at-arms. It's a very non-standard move for the English. The only thing is, their longbowmen are quite good. So I like to see a man-at-arm and longbowman combination. HowDz on the other side only going longbowman. And right now, Chapdaddy's army is going to be able to beat this back without a lot of micro from HowDz, and HowDz actually getting the first dock down. Chapdaddy throwing his down finally. And taking down the scout with a longbowman. Good move, HowDz. Interesting to have these fires over the towers as the English, simply because you know when your enemy is popping up nearby. It's kind of hard to miss it. And the moment that you see this, especially with these Sorry to say it, but gold players, they tend to be looking about right here. They're looking at their base. They look over here, they look down, they look here, they click on this, they make some things. Oh, more villagers? Yep, that's about as far as they ever look. They're not scouting. They're not looking in their opponent's base. And actually, HowDz over here, scouting out the deer, but not seeing. I know because I watched this game in real life. He did not see the stable. He doesn't know that this is coming for him. And Chapdaddy, knowing that he's up against Longbowmen, you know what? Men-at-Arms are okay against him, but they're not good. And he will get a lot more value out of these horsemen than he will out of the men-at-arms. The men-at-arms, that's your main force. These guys, well, they're there for the longbowmen and to raid the living crap out of HowDz over here. HowDz going with a fish. Oh, and Chapdaddy also going with a fish. Two fish loaded up for HowDz. Let's see what their villager counts are on their resources. HowDz somehow getting a villager up. And Chapdaddy closing the gap with the extra fishing ships. And you know what? HowDz goes and cancels the fishing ship and goes for a Hulk instead, seeing the fishing ships of Chapdaddy, knowing that there's another dock out here. So, and throws down a tower as well to kind of protect the dock. He wants to protect this fish eco, and he does not want Chapdaddy on it. He does not want him out there. Fishing eco is so important in this game, and Chapdaddy moving out with a man-at-arms. I'd love to see these horsemen, and you know what? I bet that's what happened. The horsemen come down, try to take out the tower. But these Hulk, they're like scorpions in the water. They're pretty damn good. Wonder where I was going with those men-at-arms. Maybe going to this back wall. Yeah, probably going for the back wall. Knowing that HowDz might not have a tower there. HowDz finally pushed out, but running into horsemen and the king. Gonna take down the king, and the king is dead. Long live the king. But these horsemen, yep, they're gonna do some damage to these longbowmen, but there's too many longbowmen here for these horsemen. Yep, and he's going to micro the longbowmen as well. Oh. Palisades. There you go. Alright, longbowmen killed both of them. And water fight. HowDz not knowing that spin to win is gone. Yep, moving back and forth, trying to get some extra shots out, but sorry to break it to you, brother. There's only one shot now. It used to be that you could spin these things and get a shot out of every side. Broadside, broadside, broadside. But now, you know, they turned it into a swivel gun, basically. Shooting the mill. I would be hunting these villagers down. You know, get them off the gold, get them off of his farms there. But it looks like you got problems back home, HowDz. Villagers getting raided. Men-at-arms coming in. And Chapdaddy pushing off these longbowmen. This is going to be a cleanup here. Men-at-arms and horsemen. Yep, no. The longbowmen are not going to be able to shoot through those quite as easily. Weak Hulk rallies the fishing ships in. Still raiding the wood line over here. Love to see it from Chapdaddy. I do believe that that was like a good 5 or 6 villagers. And that's going to give him the lead. He now has the eco lead in this game for the first time since, you know, they were all tied up at the beginning. But he now is out in front despite losing the dock. That will hurt. But, and you know what? I'd almost like to see a demo ship come out. Just to blow both of these up. Just to get rid of them. Just to do some damage to them. But, airship going to be taken down by the Hulk. Yeah, airships do not fight. Do not kill Hulks. Hulks kill airships. Hulks are killed by demo ships. So, demo ship might have killed both of those, but we're not going to see it. HowDz taking the water, saying, this is mine. He's going full fish eco at this point. But Chapdaddy, on the other hand, you know what? HowDz coming back. TC here, and the dock here. Comes back and takes the eco lead immediately back from Chapdaddy. It might have been that Chapdaddy's TC went idle for a moment. He's got villagers back queued up now. Howdy, you the cheeky scout sheep? I don't know. I wanted to call it a sheep. Just chilling right outside the wood line. Could take these guys down, but that is a lot of longbowmen, and they have enough range to hit both this side and that side. It is good to see that he's rallying back up on both sides. It looks like he's working to do villager damage. And HowDz going up with the second town center. That's why he's getting the eco lead. 2 TC and a dock. He has 3 forms of production out there, with Chapdaddy only has 1. And Chapdaddy, on the other end, going for military production. Oh my goodness. Look at how many he's going for here. 3 stables. 1 archery range, 1 barracks. Blacksmith. These look like 3 more archery ranges. Yeah, that looks about right. So he's going heavy cav, knowing that HowDz is going for nothing but longbowmen. Now the longbowmen do have the palings? Palings? Yeah, palings. But that's not going to help him against the man-at-arms. And it's only 25 damage out the gate. Ultimately, the horsemen are going to trade it advantageously. Hulk's defending the water. This is not going to be enough to take down this dock and the tower. Garrison the villagers. Going for another attack here on the front. The king is back alive. Long live the king. And this is going to get cleaned up. Oh no. Let's see HowDz with a 7 villager lead. Let's see if Chapdaddy can balance it back out. The villagers garrisoning into the TC. More longbowmen in the backfield. Looking to take shots while the others run. Is he going to see these over here? Yep, more man-at-arms diving into the wood line, taking out villagers. Now we're down to a 3 eco lead. Love to see it. Chapdaddy taking out villagers left, right, and center. And the amount of eco time, that is 20 villagers idle right now. Out of HowDz. Chapdaddy doing wonders to this eco with just a handful of troops. He's knocked it all the way down to a 1 villager lead with 13 idols. Oh man, that is not good to see. Chapdaddy throwing down the tried and true English farms. He might have could have used some of this wood for some rams and gone for the sheep instead until he really needed the farms, but hey, the English farms are so good. They're so good. Engaging in under TC fire, HowDz trying to go for the white tower and not being able to get it as Chapdaddy dives in. Fighting him off once again. Still just a 2 villager lead, but 18 villagers right there. Idle. And now going for the ram. That's what I like to see. This ram's going to be able to deal with this white tower that only just started building. And if he takes this down... Oh, is the man-at-arm going to live? If he takes the white tower down, he will be able to... Oh, and the man-at-arm dies. He will lose all of the resources to go up to castle if this white tower gets lost. The horsemen, the horsemen, attack the villagers. Attack the villagers, making the thing that can kill you. Forget about the longbowmen. And the bad pathing on the horsemen there. And he's just going to garrison straight into the white tower. These guys are going to rip these horsemen apart now. HowDz taking a hard front. 1 villager lead now. Lost a good number there. Chapdaddy still with a military lead. An age down now, though. That's gotta hurt. 6 villagers still idle in this TC. 10 still idle in total. HowDz is playing at a 40 to 50 villager run right now. Let's see if he notices. He does have the 2 CCs. He can bounce this back. And you know what? There's a single man-at-arms over here. Making rams. To get rid of this dock. How many fishing ships are about to go idle? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Five's not so bad. Five's not so bad. Chapdaddy getting ready with the rams. HowDz, you know, he's been taking advantage after advantage, but has not been pushing that advantage. He really needs some frontline man-at-arms, some frontline spearmen to deal. You know what, men-at-arms deal with horsemen as well. The men-at-arms longbowmen would deal with both these men-at-arms and these horsemen. I would really love to see some out in the front, but it doesn't look like... Oh, then there goes the barracks. There we go. That's exactly what he needs. He's already on top of it. The men-at-arms will also deal with these battering rams much more effectively than these longbowmen will, or even the White Tower will. And it looks like he's changed out of longbowmen and he's going for crossbows now. That will deal with both horsemen and men-at-arms a lot more efficiently than the longbowmen will. I'm curious to see what happens when he starts running out of gold. Seems as though he saved this back gold for a bit, but it's starting to run low. I'm going to start taking from this front one, but it is exposed out here. He has a stone in the back, more gold out on the front, and gold out here in the middle of the map, which neither of them has really touched. Let's see if anybody gets any bright ideas. Still only 5 fishing ships. Would love to see more. You know, you have the wood. There's no reason not to. Your hulks are out there. Those hulks are expensive. You might as well get the value out of them. Chapdaddy coming around with his horseman and his king. And a single knight. Let's see what those knights cost. Yeah, 100 gold. 140 food. So that king is a 40 food discount. Not so bad. HowDz moving all of his troops over here to deal with these horsemen. It looks like that'll be easily managed. Going knights of his own. Yeah, this is going to get eaten up. Does not take down any villagers. But you know what? Chips away at that military lead. Tough break for Chapdaddy. That's the wonder of these wooden walls. It just gives you a notification and the rams come in. And the rams come to take down the dock. It just gives you a notification that, hey, there's an army coming through here. Maybe come over here and deal with it. HowDz has these knights idle. Oh, and man-at-arms and knights coming over here to deal with the rams. Love to see it. Love to see it. And he actually garrisoned the rams with all of these men-at-arms. Still fighting under the White Tower. I don't know if I love that. All of these longbowmen just taking pot shots at these men-at-arms. I think these guys are going to die. Let's see what happens with these rams. Took down the dock. Took down the tower. And you know what? These villagers could have taken down these rams. Could have taken down the rams. And just cycled on back, built another dock. But it looks like they're going to wander all the way home to drop off the fish that they've been collecting. Chapdaddy coming out into the middle of the map to collect some of this mid-map gold and maybe drop down another dock. Now that HowDz no longer has another dock, he might be able to throw one down in the corner. Get a little secret dock base going. And HowDz going for the mangonels. Nope, that's an oak tree. But that's a mangonel. Mangonels against, oh! And it's like he has a second sense. Chapdaddy going longbowman now. The mangonels are going to eat up some longbowmen. Chapdaddy, it looks like he's running very lean. Very, very lean. Has lots of food, but is running very lean on the gold and wood department. It does look like he kind of needs another gold source. And yep, that's why he's out in the middle of the map. his gold back home is depleted. Now these villagers, long across the map distance mining with some sneaky rams out here. Gonna throw down another dock and another tower. Smart move, smart move. You got to get those fishing ships back in play. You know, that it provides you so much food, Eco. If you think about a farm cost you, let me guess, 75? Oh, 37? That's a bit better than I thought it was going to be. Either way, it's 50 food for the villager and 37 for the farm. So ultimately, that costs you 87? Yeah, is that right? 87? 87 resources, wood and food, whereas you could just use wood to make a fishing ship. And these guys are collect faster, and they're infinite. Coming out with a bunch of ills out here onto the stone. I wonder if HowDz knows that keeps and castles were nerfed recently. I do like the crossbowman after seeing what Chapdaddy's been making. He's been going heavy into the man-at-arms, now going heavy into the knights as well. Those crossbowmen should be able to deal with that, and Chapdaddy going for crossbowmen of his own. Now that he's gotten this gold income out here on the map, 827 gold a minute to HowDz is 30 gold a minute. He is not looking good on the gold front. He has actually pulled all of his gold villagers off. Interesting play from HowDz. He's got a lot of food, but he doesn't have any other resources to be able to produce things with. Going for wood instead. New dock up. Fishing ships out there. Oh, that's what I was looking for. Going for another raid with horsemen, knights, and rams into this fish eco. Now, as far as I can tell, HowDz is winning right now. HowDz has the military advantage and the eco advantage. He has 2 TCs, so if things start going poorly for him, he can regroup very quickly. He also has a dock. He's got more eco. Honestly, I think things are looking pretty bad for Chapdaddy. He also has the military advantage. Oh, and now he's pushing. Trying to throw down a keep out in the front. These longbowmen going to tear down the knights. Going to tear down these crossbowmen. Crossbowmen do not fare well against longbowmen. Oh my gosh. Longbowman of his own. Going to take down the spears. Villagers do get to keep down, and you know what? These longbowmen and crossbowmen are not going to fare well fighting into this keep. I'm going to throw down more towers. Really wants that network of citadels bonus. Network of citadels bonus here would give him a huge advantage with this keep out here on the front. Yes, it gives it with towers as well, but that keep is a hard point. And it gives him the opportunity to start trebbing down this white tower, especially since the English can make siege out of their castles. Chapdaddy coming in with more raids. Rams coming back into the dock, getting rid of it. Comes in with the double dock. Double dock, 2 towers. Says, nope, I want you off water. I want you off water. I want to start taking your resources. HowDz with a 12 villager lead at the moment, going Mangonels. Mangonels into horsemen. Yeah, maybe not winning. But gonna dive for the Mangonel. That is a lot of resources there. HowDz seems to not know that he has the advantage. He should be pushing here with either rams or trebs. Trebs would be the way I'd want to go, simply because it'd push him underneath that keep, keep fire, where you can protect your longbowmen, and your longbowmen get extra damage, but also getting raided on the other side is a lot to keep up with when you're getting raided from one side and then expected to attack on the other. Chapdaddy coming in with rams over here while raiding from this side. So ultimately, it's a question of who can deal with more things at once. Who can juggle more balls without dropping them? And it looks like Chapdaddy is juggling this ball, juggling this ball, juggling this ball, Juggling this ball. Oh, I think I said juggling. Juggling's not a word. And taking the relics. And taking the relics for the extra gold. And, HowDz is back to super long distance mining again. Trying to take down rams with longbowmen. Yeah, this is not going to work. The rams are going to come in and mess this all up. What he really needs... Yeah, he needs some man-at-arms. He needs some man-at-arms, and he has the barracks for him, but he has not been making them. I wonder why. Hold on. Wait, he doesn't have any gold. He doesn't have any gold. That's why. Castle going down. 900 stone in the toilet. Not doing so well right now. Might want to cycle these archers back into these towers so that, you know, if you're going to try to take down rams anyway with archers, they might as well be protected from the other archers. Chapdaddy coming in on the other side, trying to take out more of these farms, and HowDz fighting them back with longbows and spears. I like the longbow spears combination. That's good combo against the horsemen. When they run away, you just shoot them some more. Chapdaddy, maybe he dropped this ball. But this tower doing work against these hulks. Look at that, both of them down. HowDz, he's got a backup army back here, but he's letting all of his hard work go down the drain. Man. 5 villagers idle. Nobody on farms anymore. 0 food production. 2,000 wood production. He only has villagers on wood right now. What is going on with HowDz? His economy is looking very unstable as it teeters from side to side. And you know what? His military over here, I think he's worried about another raid coming through. And you know what? He's right. There is another raid coming through. But I feel like he should be more worried about the main force here. This is the battering ram that's coming. The train of battering rams is coming for him. And you know what? These mangonels are going to eat up some archers. Spearmen don't last very long against them either. It looks as though he needs some horsemen now. And I haven't seen him drop down a stable yet. I know that there was one somewhere. He had some knights earlier. Where did that thing go? Am I blind? Curse to the caster. Can't see where the stable is. Seems as though I've lost it. I know that he had some knights earlier. I know that he has a stable somewhere. Maybe he produced them out of the White Tower. But he needs a stable. And it looks like he's doing a villager pull. I wonder what these villagers are going for. And oh no. Oh no. Oh no. There's more of them. This is not looking good for HowDz. HowDz going to pick off the reinforcements. HowDz realizing, oh wait, maybe this is a bad idea. Oh, and going to commit to a tower. I do not like the tower move. The longbowmen are enough to pick off these, but you saw that they were rallying somewhere. You know that there's another army coming through. And there it is. Boom, baby. 105 villagers. Oh my gosh, he had a 26 villager lead right there. And let's see how far it falls. Chapdaddy just throwing these knights in. He knows that this is his opportunity to even up the game. While HowDz looked like he was taking the advantage for a little bit there. Chapdaddy eating up villagers. Now takes the lead in the eco count with how many villagers he's been able to take down. 10 villagers still idle. Takes a 5 villager lead. 6 villager lead. Oh my gosh. And how the turntables turn in such a quick instance there. And now coming in with the rams. Going to take down these towers. Get rid of even more of these villagers. Things are not looking good for HowDz. Going from 105 to 78 in the blink of an eye. Oh. Feels bad. Feels bad. Now Chapdaddy back out on these fish. Evening it up. Taking that eco advantage. And for the second time of the game. The first time was so brief. So brief. But HowDz has lost the eco lead. And Chapdaddy taking a massive lead now. Everybody's on stone. I don't understand what's going on here. He's got 1,000 gold a medic coming from somewhere. Where's that gold coming from? That's not making sense. Well, HowDz throwing down, oh my gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 siege workshops. I'm sorry, HowDz, you do not have the resources to produce out of 7 siege workshops. Three siege workshops would have been great, and produce more out of those 3, rather than a few very quickly. Going for the Wololo. Doesn't catch. Oh, wait, catches one. Catches one men-at-arm, and he's dead. Now realizing the Rams are in. Might woulda. Yep, there's the villager pool. And another villager pool. See, this is the problem. You can only produce out of 3 of these. They cost 300 wood apiece. Oh my gosh, and the Mangonel Mayhem decimating villagers. He was at 105. Now Chapdaddy is at 101. HowDz going down to 72 villagers. Oh my gosh, 69 villagers. Nice. And running into the Burgrave with his pack army. This is not looking good for HowDz. Down to 70 villagers. Oh, he's going to lose more. 67. And it looks as though the White Tower is going to go down. It does not have enough life left. Oh, that was the tower in front of it. Never mind. Don't mind me. Noob caster, everybody. And Chapdaddy just coming around is like, I don't care. I have more Mangonels. I'm gonna take out... Oh my gosh. HowDz with the army lead right now. But these Mangonels are absolutely gonna eat these longbowmen alive. And he's not gonna leave. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! From the top rope. Holy shit. Knocking them out. Right then and there. Got rid of the entirety of that army in a single stroke. Trying to fight back with Mangonels, coming in with more Rams. Chapdaddy looks like he is running HowDz like crazy here. HowDz trying to throw down a keep on this side, but Burgrave has such a long range, he just keeps picking off the villagers that are trying to take out the sacred site. Oh my gosh, and the White Tower has the range to hit these Mangonels, so this is not a good idea. He might want to back these up, but I don't think he cares at this point. Chapdaddy with a 40 villager lead, while HowDz has 15 villagers idle. It looked like 20 for a second there, but I think he's actually rallied villagers across the map to go and do something. Oh my gosh, he's thrown everybody back on wood. 40 villagers on wood, 0 on gold, 0 on stone, 8 on food. This is not looking good for HowDz. This is not looking good for HowDz at all. His economy is completely unbalanced. And it looked like he went for the Wololo while these longbowmen tried to build this ram. Didn't look good. Didn't look good. But Chapdaddy going to roll through this real quick. HowDz still coming out with the Mangonels. And as I said before, he is not able to produce out of these 7 siege workshops. That wood and gold would have been far better spent on men-at-arms. Maybe more longbowmen, maybe more crossbowmen. But, man, Chapdaddy pushing him in here. That attack on the White Tower. Oh, my gosh. Let's see how he's doing on this side. HowDz coming out with the tread. Gonna try to take down the Burgrave. Has not had the opportunity to take down this holy site yet, even though he is right on top of it, while he's getting pushed in from the other side. And Chapdaddy just making more Rams, cleaning up all of this on the other side. Things not looking good for HowDz. Maybe he's going to decap this sacred site, take down these towers, maybe start trading. HowDz looking like he's struggling. He has 62 villagers on wood only. Wood only. I wonder what his game plan is here, because you cannot make any unit out of just wood. He is going to need food. He is going to need gold. It looks like he's going for trebs to take down the Burgrave, but what does this get you? Yes, you can get the gold, but it's too far from this castle to be protected. Chapdaddy's just gonna storm through your base in the meantime. And HowDz does not have an answer here. Chapdaddy going for more Rams. And then, honestly, guys, honestly, let me tell you a secret. I think this is wrapped up. HowDz looked like he had the advantage for such a long time. But Chapdaddy, coming in, has fish in the end, and really leans into the fish. That's not 5. That's 9 fishing ships. 9 fishing ships. HowDz had the water for so long, but only ever went for 5. Taking out his houses. But, you know, at this point, I think he's going to get rid of this production, and that'll be a good game. As soon as these mangonels are good and dead, it'll be over for HowDz. And that is unfortunate, because he played such a good game. And you know what? He is making a counterattack here with Longbowmen and Trebs to try to take down this Burgrave. But you know what? Chapdaddy's not even phased. He says, you don't have anything that fights Rams. Oh, wait, and he goes for the Villager pull. All right, Villagers do indeed fight Rams. While he's getting pushed in on this side, at least he's making a push on this side. Last desperate push for HowDz. Thinking maybe if he can take down this Burgrave, he'll have a chance. But look at the production coming out from Chapdaddy. He has a little bit of everything. He has got a well-rounded group of troops. And you know what? 20 Longbowmen, 3 Crossbowmen, 2 Mangonels, and a Treb are not going to beat this giant mass that Chapdaddy has. 32 military and 113 eco. He has taken that eco advantage and he is showing it here. Has gone up to Imperial. His units are better, stronger, more prepared to take down HowDz. And he has the wood, gold, and food to just continually produce these guys. Whereas HowDz, I wonder where he's getting the food from. It looks like he's abusing the market. He's sold. That's what he's doing. He abused the market. He sold all of his wood, 48 villagers on wood, and went for food so that he could produce more. That is not a winning strategy. Ultimately, those prices are going to become absurd. Let's see. Yeah. Selling 100 wood now gives you 12 gold. Definitely not worth it anymore. That is a strategy that only works once. And the Burgrave going back up only costs wood to repair. Going for the Springolds to get rid of any Trebs that might still be around. It looks like Chapdaddy has this one in the bag. Pushing down the eco and production of HowDz. Knocking down these super expensive siege workshops. Oh, and a nice shot from the Mangonel. Is Chapdaddy going to notice? Oh, no, he's not! And more go down! Love to see it. Love to see it. And more Mangonel fire straight in where they need to be, taking out these archers and crossbowmen. Chapdaddy losing so much value here. HowDz with a petulant counterattack. But you know what? I love to see it. I love to see it. There's no quit in him. He says, I'm not going to surrender. I just took out a ton of your units. Chapdaddy coming with a knight. That is exactly what he needs to take down these Mangonels. Such good shots off those Mangonels, but now they rest in night, good prince. Rest in night. King's back alive. Long live the king. These are going to be enough to take down even more of his eco. You know what? HowDz back up to 93 villagers, but it's so curious. What he actually has on resources are far fewer. Less than 50 actually on resources. So he's got 40 villagers running around the map somewhere building. Oh, and there's another castle. Didn't work out so well the first time, but we'll see how it works out the second time. At least it's out of range of the Burgrave. Still has not been able to decap this sacred site. Chapdaddy just rolling in the gold from it. And HowDz calls it. Great game, gentlemen. Great game. And now, it is 1-1. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Who goes out? HowDz or Chapdaddy? Who is going to be the first one out of this tournament? Alright, boys. I'll see you in the next one.